Right, welcome ladies and gents. It's not a stretch, I don't think anyway, to say that the UK currently is a failed state. I know that'll annoy quite a few people that are patriotic, and look, I like the UK. I don't like what it's become, and I don't like the institutions that are behind everything at the moment. It is a failed state. It needs complete overhaul. The civil service needs gutting. We don't need nearly half, I think it actually is 500,000 civil servants. We don't need a state that big. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd. And we're paying just extortionate salaries for these utter imbeciles to essentially cause issues for the average day person. But no greater sign that the UK is a failed state than our inability to deport disgusting criminals who are genuinely a danger to society because of human rights. Very, very strange that the criminals' human rights are taken above society's. Why? Why? I remember back in the day when I was growing up, I remember learning about human rights, obviously because, we do. And I remember learning, and it always stuck out to me, is that your human right shouldn't infringe on someone else's. Then it's not a human right at that point. And that's what's been happening. A migrant who R-worded a sleeping woman, 41-year-old, by the way, avoids deportation after claiming he is bisexual and his life would be in danger if sent back to Jamaica. By the way, his excuse for doing this to the sleeping woman was he didn't know. He didn't know you couldn't have sex with a sleeping woman. Obviously, that's bollocks, right? But let's play devil's advocate and just say it's not bollocks. Stop letting these people into the country then. Right? Because that's a pretty big indictment on Jamaicans, obviously. If a Jamaican, 41-year-old, does not know that you can't have sex with someone that's asleep, and that constitutes, R word, don't let them into the country. The court literally gave a deportation order. Only served 3.5 years in prison, by the way, for doing that. Destroying a woman's life. But that's fine, 3.5 years. Don't you worry about it, mate. Failed state. It's a completely failed state. The UK is a failed state. Because his human rights are held in a higher regard than society's as a whole. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So let's just take a look. And you can be as annoyed as I was when I read this. So a migrant who R-worded a sleeping woman has won a bid to stay in the UK after arguing his life would be in danger if he was deported to Jamaica because he's bisexual. So, okay, fine. But why does the UK have to be full of detritus? Why does the UK have to just be a cesspit of the world's detritus? Why? Why does his human rights go above ours? Why? It's absurd. The 41-year-old claimed he didn't know that having sex with a woman who was sleeping was wrong. That's clearly bollocks. It's clearly it's bollocks. And he had to go on like a training course to educate him that you can't do that. These people laugh at us because it's so clearly stupid. Everything that's happening in the UK is so very clearly wrong. But no, don't you worry about it. Bizarre. Anyway, just real quick, please do hit subscribe if you're new here or you're a returning viewer that hasn't yet subscribed. It'd be great to have you here more often. Guys, I can see you from the analytics. There's a lot of people that keep watching that are not subscribed, and it would really help the channel out. So thank you. So the man who was granted anonymity for his protection, even though the Home Office ruled him a danger to society, His identity has to be protected for his safety. What about the safety of society around him? This is such a fucking clown show. We're run by utter morons. So he was sentenced to 7 years in jail in 2018. But again, he was out in 3.5 years. In the UK, seven years. Basically, what happens in the UK is you get a prison sentence and you don't serve it. Okay, well, you do. You serve half of it inside and then half of it out on license. This is ridiculous. He was released in June 2021, told you, and given a deportation order with the Home Office branding him a danger to the community. But remember, he's a danger to the community, he's not been deported, and his identity is protected. So no one knows who he is. He could be living amongst you, not knowing that sleeping with a sleeping woman is wrong. This is a fucking clown show. We're run by morons. But the migrant challenged this because he'd been subject to violence in his home country due to his sexuality, and that was why he moved to the UK in 2018. I don't care, actually. You're a danger to the community. You shouldn't be here. Go away. It doesn't matter if you've been subject to violence. You being here has ruined someone's life. So the fact that you could be subject to violence in your... You probably deserved, quite frankly, probably actually deserved the violence that, you know, befell you in Jamaica. Why? Because clearly you're a dickhead. Because you do disgusting, evil things. So he told the tribunal he was attacked with a metal bar, machete and dogs. I don't care. I actually don't care. Why don't I care? Because this is clearly bollocks and you rape someone. The tribunal was also told that an older man he was dating was killed. I don't care. I don't believe it. I think you're laughing at us. An expert said the migrant would be a target if he returned due to sexuality, but the Home Office said there was only evidence of him dating women in the UK. Funny that. So the judge ruled that the migrant was incentivised not to reoffend by the threat of return to prison, and he's allowed to stay. Amazing. An application to appeal this decision was rejected in November. Former Security Minister Sir John Hayes told the newspaper this is an insult to every victim. This man should be thrown out of the country. We made the case to deport this individual and lost in the courts. Shouldn't even go to court. If someone is ruled a danger to the community and the Home Office issues a deportation order, it should immediately be free from the courts. That's it. It should be sovereign. This is a clown show. People are laughing at us. This is ridiculous. We are a failed state. And if anyone sat there furiously typing in the comments going, you're just denigrating the country. Mate, there's rapists and pedos amongst you. And we can't get rid of them because of the state. This is a joke. We are a failed state. It comes after a Syrian became the first UK-bound migrant of the year to die. I don't care. Syria's fine now, isn't it? All the Syrians were cheering in the streets, weren't they? Because Assad's gone? Yeah? Don't come here then. Go away. This is absurd. So there you go. This annoyed me. I had to deal with this. I thought I'd annoy you with it as well. So yeah, the UK is genuinely a failed state. There's many, many such instances of this. This is just one which popped up today, and I was just like, fuck, what a clown show. We are a joke. And we are a joke. We are absolutely a joke. People are like, oh, we can't leave the ECHR. Why? USA's not in the ECHR. They still have rights. It's ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Get rid of everything that is stopping us from deporting people. Like, the fact that we're in the ECHR, these human rights laws are only used to the betterment of migrants, right? And I can say that with the utmost certainty. Why? Because we were locked in our bloody houses for nearly 2 years, but we can't deport someone because of human rights. Sorry, what? What about our human rights? What about the nation's human rights? No, don't worry about it. Yours aren't important enough. Some rando foreigner, their human rights are more important than yours. It's ridiculous. Now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Sorry to annoy you. Take care. Bye now.